before we get this video started, I just want to show you this really quick. We got the Duramax Life decals back in business. I have about 50 of them done so far, so get them while you can. I left the link in the description. But guys, make sure you watch the video from start to finish. I got some pretty exciting content for you today. We're going to talk about the 2019 Silverado Duramax L5P. Now, it has been around, okay, but they did have a subtle change in the hood design there. We're going to talk about that a little bit when I'm at work. So guys, make sure you stay tuned. Okay, what's up guys? Today's pretty exciting. I have Mike Love with me today here at Young's Owosso Cadillac in Owosso, Michigan. So huge shout out to those guys for allowing me to do reviews on their vehicles. But today guys, we're going to talk about the 2019 Chevrolet Silverado. This is the Z71, and a lot of questions on this truck right here as far as when's the new body style going to come out. So Mike, tell me what's going on. How come they didn't change the body style right here?
So we're going to see the new body style is going to come out 2020. We got a carryover, which if you notice, they've done that every time. They always carry over the 2500. Gives us an extra year or so to change over the bodies and whatnot. So this one is a carryover from 2018. The only changes you really see here is between 17 and 18. We come up to we got the actual rear mirror hood scoop here, and then of course the big L5P,
which is the brand new version of the Duramaxes. And the good thing about the L5P that I really like is GM decided to take all their mess ups, anything that may have gone wrong with the older Duramax 6.6 liters, and they completely redesigned this engine all the way down to every single nut and bolt, believe it or not. So it's a totally different re-engineered engine, but they kept the integrity of the 6.6 liter. Okay, so now that we have the hood popped here, we're going to go ahead and talk about the specifications here really quickly. So what are we looking at is foot-pounds and horsepower.
So horsepower, we're looking 440, 445, and 910 foot-pounds of torque. So by far the most output the Duramax has seen so far. And I don't know if you noticed on the way down here, but this thing gets down the road.
Yeah, I didn't film you going, but it definitely does scoot. I've driven this thing, these L5Ps, quite a bit now since I've been working here, and you can really just feel the power, the throttle response. I wouldn't be shocked if this L5P right here could probably beat my built Duramax. My truck isn't fully built, but you know, with the tune and the leads and the, you know, the built transmission and whatnot, I wouldn't doubt that this Z71 would give me a run for my money with it sitting stock like this. Now, this is actually a pretty interesting vehicle right here because it's the Midnight Edition 8-foot box right here. This thing is a beast. And one thing that I'd like to point out, and I know you guys are going to ask me this question, and this is really cool that I have Mike here with me, is the price tag on this thing. Let's get right into that. So what are we looking at as far as the overall total MSRP value on this truck right here, Mike?
So base MSRP on this truck is actually $52,700. But when you get total model and options, you're looking at $69,505.
Plus tax and all that, so you're probably looking at about, what, 74 out the door?
Yeah, with taxes, 74, 75 range. I know you'd ask earlier what a payment on something like this is. And the truth of it is, most guys that buy this truck don't have a payment. They make one single payment, they write one check, and it's done. If you were to finance this truck, you're looking about $1,100, $1,150 a month with a 10% down payment.
So 10%. So what if I didn't put anything down?
Nothing down at all.
Or do you guys do that?
Yeah, you could get there. It depends on your credit, of course. Nothing down at all, though. You're going to be looking at somewhere in that $1,200, $1,300 a month. Unless you stretch it out. You go to 84 months. I have a customer that does that. He does 84 months on them, and he's done very well. He runs them about 2 years, puts 50,000 miles on them. He had 10,000 equity on the first truck he brought in, and each time he's traded out ever since then, he's always kept that 10,000 equity. So talk about a vehicle that doesn't lose value. This is probably in GM land, this is the slowest one to depreciate.
And it's kind of funny too, because I'm gonna go back to my Duramax, my 07 Duramax classic body style. As it sits right now, you guys may call me crazy, but what I will tell you is if I was to outright sell this Duramax right here, with it being as old as it is, I can more than likely get about 24 grand for this truck right here as it sits. So just because of the reach. Now, as far as it, what do you think this thing costs Blue Book wise?
Your truck?
Yeah.
Actually, if you were to go into the bank on your truck, what do you get for miles on yours?
I got 168.
168. I bet you the credit union probably still give you about 17, 18 grand on a value on that.
That's pretty decent.
And that's not taking into account any of the extras you've done to it. That's
right.
That's without the lift, without the bigger wheels and tires, without the engine upgrades. if it was just bone stock. So
yeah, that's impressive for an older truck. So for it to retain its value like that's pretty good, I think.
And if you look at it, I mean, what do you got? You got $15,000 in extras on that thing.
I probably got about 15 grand in upgrades.
So you mentioned you think this truck might compete with yours. Reality is this truck would not, in stock form, outrun your truck because the power is limited by the computer. This will not put out full torque until you get into third gear on this one. So you'll notice it doesn't smoke the tires right off the line or whatnot. Still fun to drive, but basically just because of the limitation of the rear end and the drive shaft and whatnot, they don't let you put the full 910 foot-pounds of torque to the ground right off the line there. So.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's very good to know.
A couple kind of neat things they did with this truck though. I got a chance to go through the Flint assembly plant and see them put together a couple of these trucks. You now have your fifth wheel hitch and gooseneck built right into the truck, so you might be able to get a film from underneath, but the entire saddle for the gooseneck is underneath the box. So with that, you can buy these Kurt manufacturing hitches. It allows you to be able to put in the fifth wheel hitch. It weighs about 50 pounds less than the previous style hitches did, or drop in a gooseneck, and within 2 minutes be able to remove that and not have any rails, any kind of intrusion in your box.
Notice on the 2019s it has that same outlet, right?
Nope, this is actually different. This is your fifth wheel trailering plug, and this is something we've had this for a few years. It comes with the not with the Max trailering package. It comes with the fifth wheel. You get that hitch system, and you get this extra plug here. So you still have your original 7-pin round, 4-pin flat here. But when you get this hitch set up, you also get the fifth wheel plug. One you'll notice here, class 5 hitch.
Oh yeah, so that's a big boy.
Raise the tongue weight. I don't know the specs right off the top of my head, but raise the tongue capacity quite a bit. And I don't know if you can see it in here now. You can see this is that gooseneck fifth wheel hitch bracket built in, and it is actually attached right to the frame before the box goes on at the factory. Okay.
Now with the 2019 right here, I'm pretty sure this is the same. Nothing's really changed from the 2018 L5Ps, 2017s. It still has all the emissions on it. You know, with your diesel exhaust fluid, you're going to have the diesel particulate filter. You're going to have your Egr Cooler as well as your EGR. So all those emissions are implemented into this package right here, of course, and that's their way of regulating the emissions.
The big change came between 17 and 18. That's when the L5P came into play, was for the 2018 truck. And you'll know the difference in those trucks on the road by that hood scoop. It is actually active. So you'll see this big intrusion in the inside of the hood there. That is the water separator. And then you'll notice that actually it is positive pressure. So it is a ram air hood scoop setup. So you guys that like your cold air intakes, it's already got one in there for you.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're going to have upgrades here in the near future. I can't wait to see that. It's going to be exciting, especially when the tuning starts to come available for these trucks.
I'd be willing to bet without changing any hardware, with just the programming. So when EFI Live comes around for this one, I think you're going to be able to see some pretty amazing numbers come out of this truck without having to actually change anything mechanically in it.
That's really exciting. And the other thing that I noticed right here, and it's just little minute things, guys, but things such as, which I'm really not, I really don't care for it much, but you have your, this is actually where you're gonna put your diesel exhaust fluid, is right here in this reservoir. One thing that I like about the 2.8 liter Duramax Colorados is the simple fact that they actually incorporated that same setup right there, but here in the fuel tank right there. So it's actually a larger lid, and then you're gonna have your, where you put your diesel as well as your diesel exhaust fluid. So I think that's kind of cool. I wish they would do that with these new Duramaxes.
It will actually. The 20s, the 20s will actually have the filler back here. It looks like. If you notice the video we did on the 19 half ton, you'll have that. You got the fuel filler, and then there's a small plug next to it that's unfilled currently. And that is going to be the filler for the depth fluid on that.
Awesome. Guys, go ahead and leave in the comments below if you guys would like for me to do a review on the new 2.8 liter Duramax Colorados. I think it would be actually a pretty cool info tip for you, just in case you are interested in something like that. I like to do comparisons, and you know, honestly, I haven't had a lot of content as far as the other version of the Duramax, which would be that 2.8 liter. So I think I'm going to be pretty excited about that. Just let me know if you guys would like to see something like that there in the comments.
So something to mention about this this chassis, this cab, is GM's getting back into the medium duty truck truck game. So we're going to see 4,500, 5,500, and 6,500 trucks. And the 45 and 5,500 range is going to use this exact cab. So you'll have all the same conveniences, seating and whatnot that you have in this truck, but on the Pentastar chassis. So they developed the chassis with Pentastar. Of course, it's all the K2 style cab here, and then it'll be a flip forward front, which they co-developed between GM and Pentastar.
So you're talking like more like the old school Top Kit Kodiak versions.
Yeah, like the old 4500s we had. I think we got out of the game in 2005.
Yep.
And since then we haven't had anything actually. So back into it. Still going to be called the Silverado. So I'd love to see somebody put a box on one of those and do another Ironside.
Okay guys, so hopefully you enjoyed the content. Make sure you check out Mike Love. He actually just started a YouTube channel. He just posted his first video.
Yeah, I got 2 likes on it already and 1 subscriber.
All right.
Truckmaster is my new subscriber.
Yes, if you subscribe to his channel, thank you. Show him some love, guys. Make sure you subscribe to him. And if you are interested in purchasing a vehicle in the Michigan area, make sure you contact him. And also, of course, subscribe and follow him on Instagram, as well as myself, guys. I do have an Instagram. It's going to be truck_master07. You guys have a great day. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care.